Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a simple man. He worked hard every single day, molding clay and building a small house for his family. He had 7 sons, and they all helped him with love and dedication. When the walls of the house were finally raised and the time came to cover the roof, the father gathered his sons and said, "My children, I do not want this house to be built with ordinary clay. I want it to be completed with the soil of paradise. Go now and bring me that sacred soil." The sons' confusion. The sons were shocked. They whispered among themselves, "The soil of paradise? Where will we find that? This is the earth. Paradise is beyond. How can we bring it here?" But the father's command was clear, and so they set out. They searched in forests. They searched in gardens. They searched in empty fields. They touched the earth, smelled the soil, compared it. But no matter where they went, they found nothing that could be called the soil of paradise. By the time evening arrived, all 7 sons returned home empty-handed. The father's question. The tired sons stood silently before their father. The father looked at them with hopeful eyes and asked, "So, what have you brought me? Where is the soil of paradise?" Lowering their heads, the sons replied, "Father, we tried. We searched everywhere, but we could not find any soil that smelled like paradise." The father sighed deeply, his heart heavy with disappointment. The youngest son appears. Just then, the youngest son came running. His clothes were dusty, his face covered in sweat. But in his hands he carried a sack filled with soil. His eyes were shining, his breath heavy, yet his soul seemed at peace. The father was surprised and asked, "My dear son, where did you find this soil of paradise?" The beautiful revelation. The boy bent his head with humility and said softly, "Father, you told us to bring the soil of paradise. So I went where paradise is promised. I went to my mother's feet. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, 'Paradise lies beneath the feet of your mother.' I touched that sacred ground. I gathered the soil from beneath her feet, and I have brought it to you." Tears in the father's eyes. Hearing these words, the father's eyes filled with tears. He held his son tightly to his chest and said, "My child, you have understood the truth. The most precious soil in this entire world is the soil beneath a mother's feet. That is where paradise begins. That is where true blessings and eternal success are found." Ending, markup, and lesson. My friends, every human being is searching for paradise. Some seek it in wealth, some in power, some in long hours of worship, and some in fame. But the fragrance of paradise, the soil of paradise, is found first and foremost at home, beneath the feet of your mother, in the prayers of your father, in serving your parents with love, respect, and sincerity. If you want to step into paradise, begin your journey by serving your parents.